I knew that this day would come. Hello, Christopher.
Do you all remember the 100-Acre Wood? You all might have figured out what we just hinted at. It's all about the new movie Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3. It is officially in the works. It's all over Variety and even Screen Rant, and we have some tea to spill. Reyes Frake Waterfield himself spilled some beans in a quick chat with producer Scott Jeffrey just before Blood and Honey 2 hit the screens. It all began with the release of Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 movie. If you watched it, you'll know what we mean. They mention new characters that will also be part of their universe, which is a whole new topic to explore. But let's focus on Winnie the Pooh 3. Before Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 came out, many people asked me about Rabbit. They wondered if Rabbit would appear in the movie. Well, Rabbit never showed up in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. We have all been talking about Rabbit not being in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 a while back, but they did say Rabbit will be in part 3, so that's something to look forward to. Now, let's talk about some other characters they're adding. It's absolutely confirmed that Winnie the Pooh Blood Honey 3 has been announced. Now, along with announcing Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3, the production team will also show more of the original A.A. Milne characters. That includes Rabbit, which we already talked about, as well as the Heffalumps and the Woozles. Oh, and we can't forget about Roo. We find this interesting because these are characters we didn't expect to see. If you watched Winnie the Pooh Honey 2 in theaters, you might have seen some sketches of them. If you saw the sketches Rice shared of the Heffalumps, they're not very nice looking. They're just as creepy as you might imagine. Unfortunately, he hasn't shared them anywhere else, like on his Instagram. We didn't see any glimpses of the Woozles, but Rice did show us a glimpse of the Heffalumps. I'm not sure how these characters will fit into the story yet. However, after watching Winnie the Pooh Blood Honey 2, we have an idea of how Rabbit will show up and how Pooh will return, which we found very creative. Now, with Heffalumps and Woozles added, it's going to be quite interesting. They also mentioned that this movie will have an even bigger budget than the first or second movie. This could have both good and bad sides. At first glance, having more money sounds great. It means better special effects, costumes, and higher quality films. But for a franchise known for its low budget charm, this might not be a good thing. People like these movies because they're a bit imperfect. Fixing all those imperfections might take away the charm of being low budget. There's a cult following for low-budget films, and that's why we love this franchise. It's not about perfection, but they're doing well with what they have. The article talks about this. While it might seem like giving a micro-budget film more money would help, fans might worry. More money could make it lose its charm as a cult film with practical effects and a small-budget feel. So having a bigger budget might not be the best idea. It all comes down to how they spend that money. Will they add more characters or focus on special effects and CGI? The second film had some good CGI moments that weren't perfect but worked well, while others were flawed, which was part of its charm. Overall, the team behind the franchise has big plans, so there's a lot to look forward to. Crafted on a shoestring budget and rushed to catch the public's interest in horror movies, the 2023 film Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey was heavily criticized by reviewers, scoring less than 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Despite this, it surprisingly did well at the box office, prompting Jagged Edge Productions to approve a sequel with a slightly bigger budget. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 in 2024 was a significant improvement over the original, leading to the announcement of Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3. The announcement also mentioned that Rabbit will be joined by the lesser-known Heffalumps and Woozles. These mysterious creatures from Milne's stories are famous for their slightly scary scene in the first Winnie the Pooh Disney film. However, no other details have been shared yet, including the timeline for the third movie. Since Blood and Honey 2 came out just a year after the first one, the third film might arrive equally fast to ride on the success of the series. In Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, many characters face the wrath of the bear, but some manage to survive and might return for the third movie. While the cast for Blood and Honey 3 hasn't been revealed yet, it's likely that Nikolai Leon will reprise his role as Christopher Robin as he did in the second film. In future films, the actors playing the scenes might change, but Ryan Oliva might come back as Winnie the Pooh since his character is becoming more prominent. Eddie McKenzie could return as Piglet, Louis Sander as Tigger, and Marcus Massey as Owl. Although the character Rabbit is confirmed for Blood and Honey 3, the actor for this role hasn't been chosen yet. Despite appearing to meet his end in Blood and Honey 2, Winnie the Pooh's survival was quickly revealed due to the monster's healing abilities. This guarantees their return to cause more terror. Although the plot details of Blood and Honey 3 are unknown, the film is pledged to introduce Rabbit, Heffalumps, and Woozles with many unresolved storylines waiting to unfold. The news that Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Al are all bizarre experiments of a scientist suggest numerous story options, especially with a cinematic universe on the horizon. Additionally, the recent revelation of Pooh's familial tie to Christopher and the vendetta arising from Pooh's past actions sets the stage for a thrilling and intense third installment in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Despite the initial negative reviews, the first movie gained attention in early 2023, earning $5.2 million worldwide. The second film had a higher budget than the first and is already considered a significant improvement. In Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, a creepy version of Tigger is introduced. Although Winnie seems to meet his end with an axe to the head from Christopher Robin, the movie quickly shows that all the monsters have healing abilities, hinting they'll return to cause more chaos. While the second film came sooner than anticipated, it's uncertain if the third installment will follow the same speed. At the end of Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, it's clear that Winnie's rampage isn't over yet. Al gathers Winnie's body parts, which are regenerating. So despite Winnie's apparent demise, it's obvious he's not gone for good. Looking ahead to the third installment, it's certain that Pooh's story isn't just finished, even though he was killed. It's surprising to think about how Piglet didn't even have a chance to defend himself. He was killed instantly. At the end of the movie, Christopher attacks Pooh with an axe, but it's not just Pooh, it's his brother too. In the movie, Pooh is actually Billy, Christopher Robin's brother who was kidnapped when they were kids, all because of experiments. In the movie, we find out they were experimented on with spears, which transformed them into Pooh, Piglet, and Al. We wonder if they're lost forever in these new forms or if they can change back. At the end of the movie, during the credits, we see Rabbit, confirming he'll be in the third movie. Even though Christopher Robin thinks he killed Pooh, it's not true. At the end of the film, we see Al regaining Pooh's body as his limbs grow back. Another thing we learned is that Christopher Robin finds out Pooh is actually his kidnapped brother. They can grow back their body parts and are practically unkillable. Even if you chop off his head, he can come back. Christopher Robin sliced through Pooh's brain, but he's regaining his parts. So if you chopped off his head, it would grow back. It's like they're unkillable. But in the third movie, what if Christopher Robin finds an antidote to bring them back to their original selves? It's similar to the plot of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, where they found a way to bring back the children's bodies that were put into the animatronics. In the movie, Christopher Robin's brother is now Pooh, and the other kidnapped kids are Piglet, Al, and Tigger in animal forms. There might be an antidote to change them back. In the third film, we hope Christopher Robin tries to find this antidote to save his brother. Surely, eventually Christopher Robin will find a way to bring back his brother and change him out of his Pooh form, since technically he is Pooh now. They can regrow their limbs, so no matter how many times they're killed, they'll come back. Surely, there's got to be a way to find an antidote to reverse all of this. That's what we hope, but there are many ideas that they can bring for the third installment. We would like to hear your thoughts. Do you think Christopher Robin will be able to save his brother and the other kids trapped in these animal forms? Comment below. We would like to know what you think. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all.
Oh. Okay. Let her go. No. I'll stay with you forever. Take me instead.
You love.
Ah!